Welcome to Get Organized at Work. I'm your host, Kayla Fahey-Ahrndt, healthcare leader, mom of three, and your go-to guide for ditching the chaos and taking control of your workday. This is the show where we turn overwhelming to-do lists into clear, actionable plans so you can crush your goals and show up as your best self at work and in your life. Whether you're here for strategies to stay ahead or systems to simplify your workday, you're in the right place. Let's get organized, have some fun, and make this year your best year in your career yet. Let's dive in. Hello. Welcome back to the Get Organized at Work podcast. I'm Kayla. I'm your host, and today is day 4 of the 12 days of leadership. It officially means that we're about a third of the way through, and today, we're taking a big breath together because there's one thing that kept showing up in your responses this year in our community about what you wanted to be better at this year and what you wanted to do for your personal professional development. And it was right here. Quote, I want to be better at time management. I need to prioritize better. I get distracted. I run out of energy by 2 p.m. I procrastinate and pretty much do everything last minute. And I am taking on too much. And here's the truth. We don't say it enough as leaders. You don't have a time management problem. You have an energy problem. Time management works for the most part until you're tired, overwhelmed, overstimulated, or stretched thin. But energy management, that's where it's at. It keeps you consistent, intentional, and strategic, even on low capacity days. So today, I'm going to walk you through why time management keeps failing leaders, how energy management works, what to track instead of time, ways to structure your day to support your energy, my 50% meeting rule, color coding your calendar, and how all of this supports your leader identity. So let's jump in. All right. Most of us were taught to manage time like it's a math equation, right? First, you block the time, you schedule the tasks, you make lists, you work the plan. But as you know, if it were simply about time, everyone would be nailing this. The leaders I coach aren't failing because they don't plan most of the time. They're failing because they're tired, they're stretched thin, they're overwhelmed. They're pulled in like a million billion directions. They're context switching all day. They're in back-to-back meetings and they don't have any white space to think. And you know this, right? Your time might be scheduled, but your energy isn't showing up to the meeting. And that is why time management alone doesn't work. All right, so that's why I want us to make the shift to energy management. Energy management asks a different question. It asks, what is the best use of my energy right now? Instead of, how do I fit this into my calendar? Because here's the real truth. Your most important work, your strategic planning, your developing people, your critical thinking, it requires your highest quality energy, not just a time block. You can't force me to do this whenever it best fits in my schedule. It's just not going to work. So let me give you 4 places your energy goes as a leader. Number 1, reactive energy. We're putting out fires, answering messages, fixing tasks, resolving things urgently. Great leadership doesn't necessarily happen here. This is just survival mode. These are all things we have to do. It's part of the job. The second place our energy goes is maintenance energy. You got to check in with your team, attending standing meetings, completing your expected job description tasks. These things keep the lights on. Number 3 would be your creative strategic energy, your visioning, your planning, your thinking, your decision-making. This is leadership. It's my favorite place to be, right? This is leadership. And then number 4 would be your restorative energy, the rest, the quiet, the movement, the hydration, the transitions, the boundaries. This is what makes all of the above possible, right? We can't do anything without restoring ourselves and resting at some point. So most leaders spend 80% of their time in 1 and 2, right? Being reactive and maintaining their energy, just like doing all the things they have to do and firefighting. But in today's episode, I want to talk about how we can move into number 3, which is more like creative and strategic energy. And then number 4, which is restorative energy more consistently. All right. So everyone has natural cycles. We have high focus windows, low focus windows. We have creative energy bursts. And you want to ask yourself, when do I have my best thinking energy? Is it in the morning? Is it midday? Is it after lunch, late afternoon? That's where your highest value work goes, because High energy time equals strategy, planning, and prioritization. Low energy time is admin stuff, email, routine tasks. And if you flip these, you will always feel behind. You might have a clean inbox, but you haven't planned ahead. You don't have any strategy and you don't really know where you're going. You're always being in reactive mode to somebody else's message. So here's where your tools come in. The first one is color coding your calendar by energy type, not by category, but by energy demand. So you can do like an emoji or a blue color for high energy, strategic planning, projects, visioning. Maybe yellow is medium energy, meetings, coaching, team check-ins. And number 3, or like red maybe, is like low energy, admin task, cleanup, email. This is where people have huge light bulb moments. Your calendar becomes a map of like, where does my energy need to go? Not where do I fit a meeting? I also like to categorize or color code my calendar by like area. So I have multiple sites or laboratories I manage. So I might be like, this is for blood bank, this is for cell therapy, this is for apheresis. But I also have other colors like these are manager meetings, these are strategic meetings, these are personal meetings. And so whatever allows you to look at that color and be like, this is the energy that I need to bring to this meeting. That's what's going to help you. And it's also going to allow you to shift your energy where you're like, oh, I'm kind of low energy, but I still need to get some stuff done. Maybe I can just do some like maintenance tasks, like admin things. Or, hey, I'm feeling jazzed right now. I'm going to move my calendar around to do something more high energy, right? Because it's going to help benefit me in the future. The second tool is following my 50% meeting rule. This is one of like my signature leadership strategies. No more than 50% of your day should be in meetings. And because leaders need time to lead, not to sit in rooms absorbing information. So without margin, you can't think proactively, make good decisions, coach your team, strategize, follow through, and reset. So you can ask yourself, do I need to be in this meeting? Or do I need to do leader standard work instead and sort of try to level load my days, make decisions, send a delegate to the meeting, decline and ask for meeting minutes? I understand that it might not be possible to have a 100% autonomy and control of your calendar when it comes to meetings, but you can do a lot just by asking questions. Hey, can we move this here? But you're unable to do that if you're not being proactive about it. So if you're using leader standard work, which I think we talked about in episode 2, if you're looking at it the next week and you see something at a time where you know your energy might be high, you can always ask, hey, can we move this to a different time? So being proactive is going to help you level load your calendar and think about like, okay, how can I create space for doing rather than just being in meetings? The third tool is time block for energy windows, right? So like, here's an example of maybe something that's more aligned with my energy, which is high energy in the morning. So 7:30 to 9 or something like that would be like high energy strategic work. 9 to 11 meetings, 11 to noon, email admin reset, 1 to 3 project work, 3 to 4 wrap up tasks. So if your brain is done in the afternoon, that's where you want to put your lighter work. If your creative energy peaks after lunch, use that time to do the creative work. Of course, it's not going to be perfect. You're going to have other meetings and things you can't control within these energy windows, but just being cognizant of, okay, I've got to get this thing done, or I need to be planning around this or do strategic planning. When would be the best time to do it? And it's when you are most on. Many of you will tell me, well, I'm on at like 10 p.m. at night. I'm like, okay, that is so unfortunate because the typical day shift workday for leaders tends to be like 9 to 5-ish or somewhere around that. So I would say only with an exception, if you have really good work boundaries, would I say log on at 10 p.m. and get super done with things. Maybe that's like a monthly reset that you do. I don't want you doing that every day. You're going to burn yourself out. But think about, okay, during the typical professional hours, when can I get most of my things done based on my energy windows? That's going to help you. And then maybe working with your one up leader and saying, well, I kind of want to do like a monthly reset where I carve out like a day where I'm just out of office and then I log on at whatever time works for me. Cool. Maybe that's something you can arrange with your leader. I hope you could. I find it unfortunate that like most of the world works on like a day hours because I do know a lot of people that are night owls. So I don't know. Think about a way that you can make it work, get creative, and ask your leader to help you with this. All right. Number 4 is protecting your transitions. This is the missing piece that lots of leaders forget about. their brain cannot context switch instantly. So context switching is something that computers do really well. They can work on one task and then switch to another one instantly, and they have no lag between that, and they can go right back to the other project without any lag. And for people to do this, humans, we will get interrupted and have to context switch. And it takes us an average of about 20 minutes, I think I read, to switch back to the other thing. So we lose a huge chunk of our time by context switching. And so I want to encourage you to schedule some time for transitions and switching from one context to another one. And that is 5 minutes between meetings, or maybe 10 minutes after intense, crucial conversations, 15 minutes before strategic work to get yourself set. Maybe you have your coffee, your favorite pen, you got your notebook, whatever it means, kind of take a walk, clear your head. 30 minutes for weekly resets. I need some time to assess how I did this week, what I want to do next week. I need space. So transitions are rest, and rest gives you energy to keep going and propel you forward. So think about your transitions where you're feeling rushed, where you don't have enough space, and try to give yourself that if you can. It's okay to pause for a moment during your day because you have to continue. Leaders need to be able to sustain their energy. It doesn't do any good if you as the leader have to take time because you're burnt out. All right, the last thing I want to teach you is on my signature framework. I love teaching on this, and it's all around focusing more of your time and energy on outcomes, thinking about what you're hoping to achieve at the end of this project. What do you want it to look like? The more visionary thinking. This allows you to work backwards on, okay, if I want it to be like this is the final outcome. What do I need to do to get us there? All of the in-between things. And that helps you discern, well, I got to make this process. Okay, to make this process, what tasks do I need to do? So it allows you to create better tasks and to-dos on your list, and helps you better manage your time and energy because you're focusing on the right things that are going to move the needle the most for you, rather than sort of like chasing your energy and being like, well, I'm working on these tasks and to-dos, but I don't know what I really accomplished for the day. I don't really know what I'm striving toward or what the goal is. Instead of spending all your time sort of like in the nitty gritty, just like running yourself into the ground with a dopamine hit of checking something off your list, you're now just focusing on the right things and have made more capacity for yourself and your team. So this is the foundation of energy management. You don't start with tasks, you start with the outcomes. So you can ask yourself, what outcomes matter the most this week? What outcomes matter today? What outcomes matter this hour? Then you can build tasks from the outcome, not the other way around. So leaders who do the reverse always feel overwhelmed and chaotic. And I can assure you, once we start to question that, we can peel away items like, you don't need to do this, you don't need to do that, you don't need to do this. All right, so your takeaway for today, your day 4 homework is to, number 1, identify your natural high energy time. When is that for you during the workday? Choose one task that deserves that energy. Color code your calendar by energy, thinking about what requires the most, the middle, the least, and reduce your meetings tomorrow by at least maybe one block. Try to get to 50% or less in meetings. It won't be perfect for every day, but sort of like on average for the week. So small shifts can create massive results for you. So if you want help building your energy-based leader standard work system, that's exactly what we do inside the Organized Leader Sprint. Enrollment is open now. You can check out all the details in kfaconsulting.org/sprint. We start the live sessions every Tuesday, January 13th through February 3rd. They'll be recorded for you. We have course material, presentations, all of it, templates, everything. Check it out on the website. And enrollment will be open through the next week. I want to make sure everyone has time to get in so that they're ready for January. You don't have to think about it over the last holidays of the year. It's just like, in January, I know I have my accountability group. I know I'm going to be with Kayla. We're going to rock this. We're going to set our goals up. It's going to be fabulous. So you're doing incredible work, my friend. You are shifting from reactive to proactive, from overwhelmed to clear, and from tired to intentional. This is your leadership season. So I will see you tomorrow. We're going to talk about consistency, and goodness, that is a good one. So I'm excited to be there. All right. I will see you in the next one. Bye.